Salutations, Satan Spawn, and welcome back to yet another episode of Spooky Sunday, where we talk about all things paranormal. If you like this video and want to see more like it, make sure that you subscribe so that we can continue to grow our Phantom fam. On this episode, we are going to be going over how to prepare for a paranormal investigation. Let's get into it. The first topic that I want to discuss is mindset. This is one of the most important but often overlooked aspects. Number 1, do not do a paranormal investigation if you are not in the right mindset. Darker spirits and entities can feed off of our negativity and kind of make this open gateway for stuff to attach to us or even mess with us on the investigation. Having a weak mindset can make us a very easy target for negative things to come through, and we do not want this, especially if it's your first time investigating. Number 2, expectations. Do not expect crazy things to happen right away, especially on your first investigation. You might not even get any evidence, even as a seasoned paranormal investigator. This is just something that comes with working in this field. Set your expectations low and don't expect crazy things to happen. Instead, look for the small things. A very soft, disembodied voice or whisper, a temperature change, light streaks, and soft noises. All of these things can be easily overlooked, especially if you're looking for over-the-top signs. Try to look out for the smaller things because a lot of spirits don't have enough energy to make crazy things happen right in front of us. Sometimes it's a lot easier for them to do more simple things, so it's really important that we pay attention to this. Because if we don't, we might miss all of the signs that they're trying to give us. Number 3, listen to your intuition. Listen to your gut. If something feels negative or dark, it probably is. I'm going to be saying this a lot, but don't second guess yourself so much. If something genuinely feels wrong, you're probably right and you're best listening to your gut. Even if you don't get audible or physical signs, you can feel their presence often, so make sure that you're in tune with that as well. Number 4, keep an open mind. If you are talking to a spirit that's on the lighter or more neutral side, remember that they are a person too, or were. Which leads me into my 5th point, respect. Please be respectful of all of the places that you investigate. And unless a spirit or entity gives you a good reason not to, they deserve our respect as well. At the end of the day, we are investigating their territory. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want somebody coming into my home and being rude and disrespectful towards me. I would lash out and act negatively towards them. Along the lines of respect, please do not take anything home with you from an investigation, even if it looks cool. Not only can spirits attach themselves to these objects and come home with you, but it is also very disrespectful. On to our next topic, research. It is really important that you do your research on the location that you're going to before going into an investigation. Make sure you look up the history of the location beforehand. Get an understanding of what tragic events might have happened in this place and why it might be haunted. Even if it's not something in immediate history, look for things like Native American burial grounds. But even if there's no evidence of something bad happening on this area, make sure you look out for things like quartz deposits, something that is often overlooked. Quartz deposits can be energy amplifiers and conduct paranormal activity. So many hotspots are found on quartz deposits, such as the Stanley Hotel and even Bobby Mackey's. Bobby Mackey's is said to have an area of limestone which often contains quartz. So that might not be 100%, but just look out for any natural deposits like that, as they can amplify paranormal energy. While doing your research, make sure you look for other people's stories and other people's experiences at this place. You can find things such as names of certain spirits and maybe even their story. You can find hotspots for activity and signs to look out for while you're on your own investigation. Topic number 3, equipment. While expensive equipment isn't really required while you're doing an investigation, a lot of things really help. But thankfully, there's a lot of wallet-friendly tools that you can start using today. Some good beginner's tools are apps. There's an app called Spirit Talker and another one called Necrometer. that you can see being used on Twin Paranormal. I don't find them to be entirely accurate, but they are a good beginner-friendly tool. Some other beginner-friendly tools are pendulums and dowsing rods. These are both great for yes and no answers. If you don't know how to use either of these, I can absolutely make a separate video on these, but these are great tools to have as well. But if you want more solid communication with spirits, I would highly suggest getting a spirit box. They aren't the cheapest tools to get, but they are great devices for more solid communication. Plus, then you can do one of my favorite and one of the best paranormal methods you could possibly do, the Estes method. Also, if you're looking for something that's going to be beginner friendly and not be too expensive, cat balls are a great tool. You can kind of leave them on the ground you're investigating, and if they light up, then you know something moved it, touched it, or there's movement nearby. Flashlights are also a great tool. There's a few different kinds that I personally like the most. They just have a very easy connection for the spirits to turn on and off at will. This is not only a great sign that the spirit is with you, but this can be used for yes and no answers as well. For instance, you could have a flashlight on the left and the right, and left could be yes and right could be no. They're just a very versatile tool that is great to have. Of course, there are some awesome other tools that you can use, but they are pretty expensive. Things such as REM pods, Boo Buddies, and the Alice box. These are highly effective, but definitely not cheap. At some point I am going to be doing a video solely on equipment, but I do want to wait until I acquire more good tools to share with you guys. Speaking of equipment, make sure you pack extra. By extra, I mean extra batteries. Batteries only have so long of a life, but spirits can and will drain your batteries. So it is important to have extras. I would also bring a power bank for your phone or any other device that needs to be charged. An extra camera is great to bring if you have one. If not, your camera and your phone together is definitely good. Just in case something goes wrong with one of them, since spirits love to mess with electronics, you will at least have a backup so you can still get your evidence. Another great thing to bring an extra of is an SD card. Yes, spirits can wipe those too. Lastly, make sure you bring extra lights. Nobody wants to be stranded at a haunted place in the dark. Category number 4, the buddy system. Especially if you are going investigating for your first time, make sure that you bring a friend with you. We are stronger and safer in numbers, so if something goes wrong, you really want to have somebody that you trust there with you. Don't be alarmed if you see me going on some of my own investigations alone. It's not something I advise to others, especially if you're a beginner. I have been doing this for a long time, so I feel confident going to certain places by myself. But, especially if you are just starting out, please make sure to bring at least one other person with you. Plus, having at least one other set of eyes helps us to know that what we're seeing, feeling, or hearing is actually happening. It's good to have that shared experience to talk back and forth with, so that you know you're not crazy. We second guess ourselves so much, so if there's somebody else there with you that says, yeah, I heard that bang too, it can be really helpful. They also might end up catching something that we normally would miss. Topic or category or whatever I keep calling them, number 5. Document everything. Even when you feel like things aren't super active, make sure you document everything. Record videos, record audio, take pictures. Write down certain things that are happening. Write down any feelings or thoughts that you may be having during this investigation. They may be more meaningful than you think they are. You really just want to record every piece of evidence that you can for your own proof, and so later, when you're done with the investigation, you can go back and watch and listen to footage. You might notice something that you didn't catch in the moment while you're all adrenaline filled. Plus, when you're in a more comfortable space, you can kind of watch back on everything and put more pieces together. That way you can try to answer more questions about a spirit's story. Topic number 6? Question mark? Analyze your evidence. Personally, I always try to find some other type of explanation for the things that happened. Oh, that tapestry might have moved because there's a window open. That creak I just heard could have been because I'm walking across really old wood floors. I like to go in with a mindset of questioning everything, trying to find different explanations for things until you can't find an explanation for them. When you truly cannot find an explanation for something, that's how you really know you found yourself a solid piece of evidence. Of course, as I said, you don't want to second guess yourself and the things that are happening, but I do feel like it's really important to not hear certain things and psych ourselves out that every little thing we hear is in fact a spirit. Sometimes there are very good explanations for the things that happen that have nothing to do with ghosts. Number 7, other people. Yes, living people. Those exist. I strongly advise to not go to an abandoned building. This is not something that I condone. It is highly illegal and highly unsafe. But if you do happen to find yourself in one of these situations, I would rather you be safe. Please make sure to keep an eye out for other living people. There could be squatters or even other investigators there. So please just be safe and keep an eye out for real, live humans. They're the scariest of them all. Last, but certainly not least, the most important topic that I want to cover today is protection. Even with ghosts, you still gotta wear protection. Before an investigation, I like to kind of set my mindset, sit with myself for a while, and meditate. I like to get myself into a very calm mindset. I'll practice breathing techniques, and I'll do the white light meditation. If you haven't heard of this, I basically picture this white ball of light going over the top of my head and slowly covering every single part of my body. Eventually, this white light envelops completely around me and builds almost this energy shield around me. When you're in the actual investigation, be assertive. If something darker is messing with you, touching you, saying really scary things to you, and you don't feel comfortable with it, make sure you are assertive and stand your ground. You basically need to tell that entity to back the f*** off. Make sure you always stay grounded and calm. Investigations can be really intense and scary at times, but it's important that we keep a positive mindset and stay calm, as darker things love to feed off of our fear. Of course, always be respectful, but try to have fun with it. This is why you see so many YouTubers cracking jokes and doing bits during their investigation. It's best to keep a balance between respect and focus, and a positive mindset and keeping things lighthearted. Of course, some topics of an investigation are really dark and tragic and not things to be joked about. But it's important that we find our times to have a little fun with it and crack a few jokes every now and then so we can keep our energy up. Smudging is also another thing that's super important. I always smudge myself before and after I go into an investigation. Sage and cedar are really great for cleansing negative energy. Palo Santo is also a great cleanser, but it's really great at bringing in positive energy. This is my go-to before a paranormal investigation. I do plan on doing another video talking about the things that I do after a paranormal investigation to protect and cleanse myself and make sure no new friends start coming home with me. I'll be going over how to smudge yourself with different tools, how to make sure you're not bringing anyone home, and really just how to get in the right energy before you step foot back in your home. We do not want to bring any new friends home with us. We do not want any attachments. So it's really important that we do these things to protect ourselves and anyone that might be coming with us. Lastly, we are going to be going back to a really important point. Trust your intuition. If you are feeling really drained, ill, or like things are just not headed in the right direction, please listen to yourself. Trust your instincts here, and you can even just step outside, step away, take a break for a little bit, center yourself, get back in the right mindset before you go back in, or just end the investigation altogether. Your safety and your sanity is more important than getting evidence, so please make sure that you listen to your instinct and end things if you need to. I really hope that this video ends up helping you guys on some of your next paranormal investigations. If it does, let me know. Or if there are any questions you have that I did not cover in this video, please make sure to let me know in the comments down below and I'll do my best to answer them. I also just want to take a moment to give each and every single one of you a huge thank you. Seriously, thank each and every single one of you so much for all the support you've been giving me. It's truly been amazing. Let's keep this energy up and keep building our Phantom fam. Stay tuned because next Sunday we are going to be writing an apology letter to Robert the Doll. Best of luck on your guys' investigations, and I will see you next Sunday. Love you. Bye.